I did also. You talking about your dad reminded me of something. So, my dad's estranged from us. I don't really talk to my dad. My parents never got married, and they split up pretty early on. But I still talk to my dad every once in a while, right? So recently, actually, like today, this afternoon, I was at work. I see I got a text from my dad. I'm like, okay, what's this about? Okay. So he sends me this, and I was utterly, because mind you, the thing I told him about before was just that I went to this convention and I was like, oh, I was Afro Samurai. And I was like, he's the one who told me to watch Afro Samurai. So I was like, oh, I think you'd like it. And he was like, yeah, I love Afro Samurai. So I showed him the cosplay. And that was the last thing I said to him. And then he sends me this. And it's a whole... Well, go ahead and read it. Read it out loud for the audience.
You think you've seen her naked because she took her clothes off. Tell me about her dreams. Tell me what breaks her heart. What is she passionate about and what makes her cry? Tell me about her childhood. Better yet, tell me one story about her that you're not in. You've seen her skin, and you've touched her body, but you still know as much about her as a book you've once found, but never got around to opening. Anonymous. With a picture of a bitch's ass.
Now,
your father sent you this?
Yeah, hold on. Go ahead and show the audience, because they're showing looks of concern. Maybe they... Yeah. I mean,
the ass is a fatty.
That is a fat ass. I mean, like, I'm saving that image, but it was just, you know, it was.
Sorry.
It just caught me off guard, and so I asked, I just bluntly said, "Why did you send me this?" And he goes,
I would do that.
he just goes, "Oh shit, my bad, Tobias. This was for somebody else." And I was like, "Okay, Dad."
Wait, no, ask questions.
He was sending this to his girlfriend, I guess, and it was supposed to be like "I love you, honey." You know, my feelings for you go deeper than just your fucking voluptuous ass in the image. And I was just like, "Okay, Dad, that's cool," but like that. Oh, I'm sending a voice message. Hold on. Oh, that would have sucked. Oh. But I feel like I have a lot of examples of weird shit like that with my dad. Like, there was I don't know if Facebook still does this, but for years, Facebook would have this thing where if someone makes a comment on a post, right, they'll show it to you on your feed. And it's like, I don't know why the fuck I would care. But there was this one post, and it was like, oh, Brian has commented on this. That's my dad. And I was like, well, what's the post? The post was, what can you say both during sex and Thanksgiving dinner? And I was like, oh my God, Dad, what did you say? And I look in the comments, he goes, dessert. And I was like, I want to blow my fucking head off, Dad. I did not want to see this. Facebook. He truly is. You know, I have two brothers.
No way.
Yeah, I have two brothers. Step
From
brothers.
your dad's side?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
So one of them's name is Jade, and I think he's only like a year younger than me.
Oh, no way. Are you close to him?
Not at all.
No.
I honestly forgot he existed for most of my life, because I only knew him for like the year I lived with my dad when I was a kid. Never saw him again until like years later.
Wow.
So, and then just like 3 years ago, he had another son. Yeah.
Oh.
So, and he actually just talked to me about him recently. He was just like, oh yeah, you know, your brother wants to see you. And I was like, how the fuck does he even remember me? I only saw him when he was like a baby. Right. So that's...
I feel like parents say that though.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it makes no sense.
I think that's an excuse for them to see you. Because I think he feels a little bad that me and my brother never did get close.
Right.
So I think he wants my new brother to know me at least, which I appreciate, honestly. Because I feel like, me and Jaden probably would have been good friends, honestly. But that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess.
And sometimes, life is just, like that. Missed opportunities,
Yeah.
But I feel like my family's kind of normal. Yeah, my shit is normal. Because my mom and my pops, they weren't together when I was born.
Yeah.
Yet alone married, and but they stayed together because back then we lived in the projects in Chicago, West Side.
Yeah.
And then they moved out to here. They moved to, and once they finally got. They was like, all right, no more moving around. And, son, we're also done with this. So, there you go.
So they split up once they got here.
Yeah. So I always grew up with the knowledge, because they was like, son, I'm not with your mama.
Yeah.
I need you to know that. And I was like, oh, what you mean? I was like, yeah, you'll realize one day. And I realized, because My mama is remarried now.
Oh wow.
And my pop's still fucking hoes. So that's
You know, that brings me back to another subject I'm gonna have to rear-around a little bit, which maybe we should say that for another podcast. We'll see. I'll bring it up to you and we'll get back to it.
okay.
But yeah, with my parents, they were, I think, together for like the first 2 years I was born, but like I don't remember that period. Obviously, I was too young. And then my dad actually originally had custody of me. My mom went to prison because she you know, we were so poor. She was like stealing diapers from me and shit. So she had to go to prison for a while, and my dad had custody of me. And when my mom got out, they had a custody battle. He won, and my mom moved. I don't know why she moved here, but she moved here, and she was obviously sad. She was like, "I want to see my son."
Right.
So she gets a call from my grandma on my dad's side, and she's just like, "Yeah, Brian just kind of left your kid here, and I've been watching him for like weeks, and I'm tired of changing this baby's fucking diapers. So come pick up your son." So she just pretty much kidnapped me from my father and brought me here.
Did your father still technically legally have custody of you until you were 18?
No. Or I don't know. I assume not. If he did, he could have sued my mom into the ground. So I would assume not. I think my mom brought it up to the court like he was neglecting the child. He left.
Right.
So I think she was able to get custody of me through that way. But yeah, and then pretty much like all throughout my life, she was always demonizing my dad, and I don't know how much of it's true. I have no reason not to believe her, but I think he's a good guy now. I think he's learned, but yeah, you know, I was pretty much told all throughout my life, like, he was the boogeyman to me for the longest time. I was like, I do not want to fucking meet my dad. And whenever I had to go to Fort Wayne to see him, I was like, please, Lord, Mom, don't leave me in there alone with him. Because she made him sound, you know what she told me?
What?
And I'm afraid to ask him this. And, you know, I don't know for sure if I can believe her or if it's just her being, like, trying to scare me of him.
Right.
But she told me that when I was real young, he didn't want to have a kid, so he tried to drown me. Like, he just tried to kill me. And I was just like, ooh, see.
That's a deal breaker.
I was like, that is quite the claim. That is quite the claim. Whether or not it's true, like I said, I don't know. And now that I'm 20, and, you know, I can think for myself, I feel like it isn't because...
One day I feel like you're going to have to, like, go to a bar with him and be like, so you
Ooh.
tried to drown me one time? Or
Yeah,
was
so-
that like a...
There's a certain story Mom told me.
Yeah.
Fucking adorable little childhood story that she told me.
You're going to love it. You're going to laugh.
Yeah. It was when you taught me how to swim. It's just like... Yeah.
You knew I was a fighter.
Yeah. You said, this is what it's going to feel like when the current drags you in. You got to fight back or something. Like, but...
Oh, we are going to hell. Oh, both of us.
This is my death. My near death. So it's
right,
fine. It's fine. But,